Hello, everyone. This is Tony Penty with OriolesHangout.com, and joining me today is Frederick Key's first base coach and hitting instructor, Torre Tyson. Torre, this is your first year in the Orioles organization, and obviously down here you have a couple of, you have some nice hitting prospects that you've worked with. Tell us a little bit about coming over into the organization and some of the things you're bringing into this organization.
Well, I hope to just bring some experience, seeing all the levels kind of, as a player and then working your way up again as a coach. And you get to see each level and kind of over the years, in another organization kind of bring a fresh perspective in some sorts. And then you kind of have a gauge on where guys were when they were at this level and where they got to in the major leagues, and I think that just gives me another perspective for these guys.
One of the probably top hitting prospects here is Nick Delmonico, and you've had an opportunity to see him. I know he's been kind of off and on with fighting through some of these injuries, but what have you seen from Nicky overall?
Well, I mean, if you look at him, you can see everything that's there. He's a big, strong kid, athletic. I mean, he's got everything you'd like to see in a young prospect, and he's just going to need at bats. Bottom line, I don't think there's any major mechanical issues or anything like that. It's a kid that just needs to get at bats under his belt, and he'll move his way up quick.
Is there anyone that you've seen over your experience that he kind of reminds you of?
When you just look at the way the ball impacts off the bat, we've got one or two guys that impact the ball in batting practice, like a few of the Yankee guys, and you hate to throw comps out there when you're dealing with guys like this, but if you look at the way the ball comes off Robinson Cano's bat, that's when he was in Double-A. That's kind of what you see from what I would comp Nicky to at this point in his career. Obviously I hope he ends up being the same with a higher on base percentage, but that's probably the best comp I can give from a Double-A high A perspective.
Now Nicky is making the transition over to third base this season. What have you seen over there? I know there's been some errors, but what have you seen him as, and have you seen some improvement?
Well, yeah, I think you're looking at a 20-year-old that's raw. He hasn't been over there. They tried him a little at second, a little at first. So this is really his first shot over there, first time over there. Doesn't know what he needs to do yet, and that's just kind of what we're trying to do, is lay a foundation for him to make that adjustment and get comfortable at a position. And it's going to be a process, no doubt about it. You can't just look at a 3-game set or even the first 15 games that he's played over there. It's going to take the whole 140 games to make sure that from the beginning to the end that he's much improved over there.
Christian Walker's another hitter here on this team that's obviously a prospect. What have you seen from Christian?
Well, he's another guy. You just look at him in uniform and you can tell he's just a beast. He's one of those big, strong guys that he'll get jammed and hit him into the outfield where some of the other guys might have hit that ball and it drops in front of an infielder. So obviously, like the big, strong kid, he's pretty polished. Mentally, he's been through a lot. Seen the higher level pitchers than he's probably facing on a daily basis here when he was at USC for all those years. Really he's only been here 10, 12 games so far, trying to get a taste of them, but I'm a big fan so far, obviously.
Who are some of the other hitters on this team that's kind of caught your eye as someone to watch?
Well, I think the guy that really shocked me and grabbed me this spring was Michael Ullman. And unfortunately he was out for quite a while here to start the year. And now he's back in our lineup DHing, and he's a guy that for me is where you see the ball come off his bat and you're like, whoa, it kind of makes people turn around and look at you. And from a mechanical standpoint, he's pretty advanced, and so I'm pretty interested to see how that plays out, because for me, big, strong kid, ball flies off his bat, and mechanically he's right where we'd like to have about 10 other guys be.
Great. Now, maybe some of the fun stuff instead of all the things like this. You've been in this locker room now a little bit and been on these bus trips with these guys. Who are some of the guys that are the characters on the team?
We have some incredible immaturity on this team, which is great, because I think if you ask the guys who the most immature on the coaching staff is, I think I'll probably be right up there. But Yeah, I mean, you look at Nicky. He's, even though he's 20, sometimes you think he's 14 or 15. But that's the simplicity and the fun part that comes to this. This game. You got to stay loose. You got to play with an easiness, a fun outlook for the game. You look at Manny Machado, trying to hold back smiles when he's playing on the field, and that's the kind of guys that play up there. The guys that free-spirited, like happy-go-lucky guys. Don't let things get to them too much. They avoid the highs and lows and kind of stay a little bit more even-keeled. So hopefully some of these, guys like the Nick Swisher type guys for the Yankees in the past, rub off, on the other guys and relax them a little bit.
Great. All right, the last thing we'll do is a little fun thing called This or That. You get two things. You get to tell us which one do you like out of these two. All right, first one, iPhone or Android?
iPhone. Yeah.
Does anyone have an Android besides me?
All the video guys in here hate anythings, and but for the layman, it's the iPhone.
Okay. Jersey Shore or Duck Dynasty?
Without a doubt, Duck Dynasty. I'm not gonna lie, I got stuck watching like a day straight of Jersey Shore one time, but no, Duck Dynasty is definitely the way to go.
Hangover or Old School?
Oh, I'll take either one. I'd probably have to go Old School, but they're both pretty funny.
All right. Xbox or PlayStation?
My son has both, and I enjoy Xbox, but he'll do whatever.
Okay. Do you ever get in on the? I hear there's a Black Ops Xbox thing going on in here. Have you ever been in on that?
I have not been in on it yet. They keep trying to reel me in. I don't think it's going to happen. I can do a lot of things, but I don't know if I can handle a night of that.
Especially not Nick DeMonico. I heard he's pretty good.
That's what he tells me. I'm willing to bet after a few hours I could figure it out and beat him, but we'll see.
He may take you up on that challenge.
I know.
All right, the last thing we got. Now we always say this or that, but this is a this, that, or that. Rock, hip hop, or country.
I would say it used to be rock and now it's hip hop. I'm not gonna lie, the kids, having young kids, they get you into the top 40s type stuff.
Who's favorite artist then?
Oh geez, I don't think I even have a favorite artist. I don't even know where to go.
What's a song or an artist that has something out right now that you are into or you like the song?
Well, I know this is a big time blog here, and I know I'm gonna catch it for this, but One Direction it's pretty good stuff. You just can't admit it, but I just did.
That's okay. No one will ever see this. I swear.
You swear?
I swear we will not. No. Well, hey, we really appreciate you joining us today, and hey, have a great season.
Thanks a lot.